You were lying on a bamboo mat in a small, smoke-filled apartment in Osaka. The air smells of antiseptic, stale tobacco, and your own blood. You are biting down on a leather strap because screaming is forbidden. Above you, an old man with thick glasses is stabbing your skin. He is not using a machine. He is using tebari, a traditional hand-poking technique. A long wooden handle with a cluster of needles at the tip. Thwack. 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 He drives the ink into your back, rhythmically, endlessly. It feels like a hornet stinging you in the same spot, 1,000 times an hour. You are getting your Irezumi. The bodysuit. It is beautiful, a roaring dragon, curling waves, cherry blossoms. But you are not getting it because you love art. You are getting it because you are signing a contract with your skin. Once this ink is in you, you can never go to a public bathhouse again. You can never get a normal job. You can never wear short sleeves in summer without people crossing the street to avoid you. You are branding yourself as cattle. You belong to the clan now. You are 22 years old. You are a Chinpira, a low-level thug. A grunt. A nobody. You joined because you had nowhere else to go. Maybe you were a bureaucraman, born into the caste of untouchables. Maybe you were a Korean immigrant's son, rejected by Japanese society. Maybe you were just poor and angry. The Yakuza offered you a family. They offered you respect. Or so you thought. The reality is different. You are not a boss. You are a servant. Your day begins at 5 a.m. You do not sleep in a penthouse, you sleep on a futon in the hallway of the clan's office. Your job is to clean. You scrub the toilets until they sparkle. You polish the shoes of the Aniki, older brothers. You make tea. It must be at the perfect temperature. If it is too hot, the Wakagashira, lieutenant, throws it in your face. If it is too cold, he hits you with an ashtray. You take it. You bow. You say, Sumimasen. I am sorry. You are a punching bag in a suit. The suit is cheap, polyester, shiny. You bought it at a discount store, but you wear it like armor. You slick your hair back with pomade. You practice your scowl in the mirror. You walk with a swagger, shoulders rolling, taking up space. On the street, civilians look down when you pass. They are afraid. This fear is the only salary you get. Because you are broke. The clan takes everything. You make money from extortion, from pachinko parlors, from selling fake designer bags, but you have to kick up almost all of it to your superiors. It is a pyramid scheme of violence. Tonight, you are on collection duty. You go to a hostess bar in Kabuki-cho. The neon lights reflect in the puddles. The noise of the city is deafening, music, shouting, the clatter of trains. You walk into the bar. The mama-san, manager, sees you. Her face goes pale. You don't scream. You don't have to. You just sit down. You light a cigarette. You put your feet on the table. You ask for a drink. You are a parasite. You are there to remind her that the clan owns the air she breathes. She hands you an envelope. It is heavy. It is protection money, Mika Jamirio. Protection from who? From you. But sometimes, people don't pay. A construction manager refuses to use your clan's labor supply. You are sent to convince him. This is not a duel. There is no honor. You wait for him in the parking lot. You and 3 others. You have baseball bats. You don't kill him, killing brings the police. You break his legs. The sound of the aluminum bat hitting the kneecap is a wet crunch. He screams. You feel sick, but you laugh. You have to laugh. If you show weakness, your brothers will turn on you. You realize that you are not a warrior. You are a bully. You are strong only when you are in a pack. Then comes the mistake. It is always something small. Maybe you got drunk and insulted a senior member. Maybe you lost a collection envelope gambling at a mahjong parlor. Maybe you slept with the wrong woman. The clan does not forgive. There is a code. and the code demands payment. You are summoned to the Oyabun's boss's office. The room is quiet. The tatami mats are pristine. A scroll hangs on the wall that says Ninkyo, chivalrous spirit, a cruel joke. The boss sits behind a low table. He doesn't shout. He looks disappointed. That is worse. He puts a small knife, a tanto, on the table. He puts a small square of white cloth next to it. You know what you have to do. Yubitsume. Finger shortening. You kneel. Your heart is hammering against your ribs like a trapped bird. You cannot ask for mercy. Mercy is for civilians. You unbutton your cuff. You place your left hand on the cloth. You extend your pinky finger. You pick up the knife. It is very sharp. You look at the joint, the first knuckle. You have to do it yourself. If you hesitate, someone else will do it for you, and they won't be gentle. You take a breath. You drive the blade down. The pain is blinding. It is white-hot electricity shooting up your arm. The bone resists. You have to push harder. You have to saw. The blood sprays onto the white cloth. It sprays onto your cheap suit. You feel nauseous. You want to pass out. But you don't. You finish the cut. The tip of your finger rolls onto the table. You wrap it in the cloth. You bow. You present it to the boss with both hands. Please accept my apology. He nods. He takes it. Your finger is now a token. A piece of currency. You pass out later, in the back room, while a corrupt doctor sews up the stump. Now you are marked forever. Everyone who sees your hand will know. You are Yakuza. You are damaged goods. Years pass. You rise in the ranks. You are now an Aniki. You have your own Chinpira to abuse. You wear a better suit. You have a mistress. You drive a black Mercedes with tinted windows. You feel powerful. But the police are closing in. The anti-Yakuza laws are getting stricter. The clan needs a scapegoat. A fall guy. The boss calls you in again. He pours you sake. This is the Sakazuki ritual, but twisted. He tells you there is a gun charge. Someone shot a rival gang member. The police need a body. The boss cannot go to jail. The lieutenant cannot go to jail. You look at him. You understand. It is you. You have to confess to a crime you didn't commit. Do this for the family, he says. We will take care of your wife. We will keep your spot open. You agree. Because you have no choice. You walk into the police station. You hand over the gun. You confess. You go to prison. Fuchu prison. It is a military camp. You march in lockstep. You are forbidden to speak. You work in a factory making furniture for 12 hours a day. The guards hate Yakuza. They search your cavities. They humiliate you. You endure it. You count the days. You think about the hero's welcome you will get when you come out. You think about the money waiting for you. 5 years later. The gate opens. You walk out. You are pale. You are thinner. You look for the black Mercedes. You look for the brothers. There is no one. Just the gray sky and the empty street. You take the train to the office. It is gone. Closed. The clan has moved on. Or maybe they dissolved. Or maybe they just forgot you. You find a payphone. You call the number you memorize. Disconnected. You go to your wife's apartment. Another man opens the door. She divorced you 3 years ago. The clan gave her nothing. She had to survive. She looks at you with pity. You are a ghost. You stand on the street corner. You look at your reflection in a shop window. You see a middle-aged man with a criminal record, no money, and a missing finger. The tattoos under your shirt, the dragons and the demons, are fading, sagging with your skin. They are not a badge of honor anymore. They are a curse. You cannot work in a factory, they check for tattoos. You cannot work in an office. You are unemployable. You have only one skill: violence. But you are too old to fight the young punks who run the streets now. They don't care about the code. They don't care about fingers. They just shoot. You are a dinosaur. You end up in a shelter for the homeless in Sanya. You sit on a cardboard box, drinking 1 cup ozeki sake. It tastes like vinegar. You look at your hand. The missing pinky aches in the cold rain. You remember the pain of the needle. You remember the crunch of the bone. You remember the promise of brotherhood. It was all a lie. A beautiful, intricate light tattooed on your soul. You were never a Jinjin, man of honor. You were never a samurai of the modern age. You were a tool used to collect money for fat old men who died in soft beds while you rotted in a cell. You were an ATM machine that bled. You were Yakuza Fodder. And as the neon lights of Tokyo flicker on, you realize the city doesn't even know you exist.